Hi, everybody. Welcome to another webinar today in Abhyas series. Today's webinar is called Becoming Emotionally Stable. And I'm your host today. I'm very honored to be here with our speakers today. It's a very exciting topic, this one. So my name is Priya, and I am also an instructor here at Abhyas. So our webinar today is actually going to be exploring the connection between our emotions, our daily habits, our overall well-being, and highlighting how they influence our mental well-being as well. So these webinars that we have here at Abhyas are all about bringing a community together of like-minded individuals and expanding their awareness of topics that we set here at Abhyas in Mauritius. I want to point out that these webinars are not designed to provide solutions to participants. It's actually more about reflection and introspection. That's what we're trying to aim for today. So here, our vision at Abhyas is through the application of experiential knowledge. Abhyas envisions a paradigm shift in society's perspective, equipping it with the ability to face the challenges as it is. And at Abhyas, our mission is to equip individuals with equal opportunities by providing them with professional training, to impart courses on mental well-being, therefore creating a better future for themselves and for humanity at large. And I just always like to start with an opening quote by our founder, Nandel, which is that all transformations have one thing in common: the turnaround in the perspective on what they have been through. So with that, I'm just going to spend about a minute or so on just some of the housekeepings if you haven't been in the Zoom platform before. We will be using the chat system, so all of our lovely audience here, please pop in comments or questions. Feel free to even pop in where you're dialing in from. It would be really great to know where across the world we have our lovely participants joining in from today. So with that, I'd now like to move on to introducing our lovely panel members that we have with us today. We have here Dr. Ish Sharma. Welcome, Dr. Ish Sharma. So Dr. Ish Sharma is a postgraduate and doctorate holder in Ayurveda. He has 25 years of expertise in lifestyle disorders. He is a global Ayurveda expert and has contributed to education and patient care across the EU and ASEAN. He's authored 4 books and 20 research articles. And currently, Dr. Ish is focusing on ethnobotanical research in Mauritius and provides Ayurvedic and Panchkarma treatments in Chandigarh in India. Welcome, Dr. Ish. We're really happy to have you here today.
Thank you very much.
Our next speaker today is Sabine Farooqi. Sabine is an internationally qualified integrative nutrition health coach and a holistic lifestyle counselor. She is certified by New York State University in USA and is a national board certified health and wellness coach. She's worked as a health and wellness consultant at M Gallery by Sofitel Dubai for 2 years now. Sabine has offered corporate training, health and wellness workshops, and she runs individual sessions all across the world, both online and in person, helping clients to achieve their health and wellness goals. Welcome, Sabine. Thank you for being with us here today. Beautiful. And our final speaker for today is Alla Kozireva. Alla's leadership wellbeing journey is highlighted by her role at Abhyas, where she conducts conscious leadership courses for organizational leaders, focusing on gaining clarity, stress management, and emotional resilience. She also provides one-on-one conscious practices and counseling, aiding leaders in cultivating a healthier work environment. And additionally, Alla designs and facilitates awareness sessions, corporate training materials, and train the trainer courses, promoting leadership development in diverse settings. Thank you, Alla, for being here. Welcome. Welcome to all of you lovely speakers today. And of course, welcome to all of our lovely members, our attendees who are joining in. Just keep making your way through, and we'll kick off right away with our first participant question. So this is a question for the lovely audience. We would all like to know, how do you eat after experiencing intense emotions? So please go ahead and use the chat that's available. Just pop in a couple of words, and within the next half a minute or so, we'll move on to our panel discussions for today. Thank you. Yeah, I love that. I try to find solace in chocolates. Nothing wrong there. I can't. That's totally fine. Thank you for sharing. All right, keep those comments coming through, everyone. We're now going to move on to our panel discussion today. So we have approximately 30 minutes together today, and there are 3 questions. So our first question for today is, what is the impact of emotions on eating habits and vice versa? So I'd like to actually hand over to Dr. Ish Sharma, please, to comment on this one. Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, thank you very much. When it comes to eating and emotions, those both are very well connected. Ayurveda says food is the prime source of happiness, which we might know or not. But how does that happen? The philosophy of Ayurveda is routed through Vata, Pitta, Kapha. These are 3 physiological entities, like these 3, let's say, bioenergies, these make our body operate. And the kapha element, which is water-like element, that is responsible for stability and happiness. And that comes, a major chunk comes from food. So food should not be another stressor. If you are too much like diet conscious and it is another stressor, that surely will not make you happy. You have to relish, you have to enjoy, but then there are certain rules which should be followed. So food gives you happiness, one thing. And this is why unknowingly some patients are going for binge eating when they are overly stressed by their bosses, or when they cannot handle the situations, they go out and eat a lot. Because without studying any Ayurveda or medical science or health science, they know when I eat, I feel happy. My stress goes down. This is because when you eat, your kapha goes up immediately and you feel better. We feel sleepy after eating. That also is because of the kapha going up. So surely eating has got like very important impact upon your emotions, and the vice versa is also true. Emotions have got a lot to do with eating, where like you could not be eating at all, or you could be overeating. One thing is for sure, when we are stressed, it directly impacts our digestion. When adrenaline goes up, then the secretions would reduce, starting from our saliva to our hydrochloric acid, bile, succus entericus, pancreatic juices. All the secretions would go down, would diminish, and those secretions are our metabolic fire, our digestive fire, our agni. That's where when you are stressed, your digestion will be bad. And Ayurveda says no disease comes without a bad digestion. Roga sarve api mande agno. That is, all the diseases are coming from a poor metabolism. That is where emotions do control your appetite, and food does control your emotions as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Definitely very good point there. So I'd actually now like to hand over to Sabine as well, please, to comment on the same question. Over to you, Sabine. Thank you.
Am I audible now?
Yes, yes. Oh, you're audible. Thank
Okay.
you.
So, in my opinion, being a science student, I think our relationship with food is in 3 aspects. So, one is our relationship with food, which is like physical hunger. The other one is emotional hunger. And the third one is mental. So, when we crave a certain food, it's because of some feelings attached to it. So, let me explain it. There is psychological aspect and there is physiological aspect. Physiological aspect is very easy to understand for everyone, because physiology says that when you feel that you need healing, you feel that you want nutrition, or you want to just feed yourself to be better. That's your physiological hunger, and that's actually the hunger which asks you to go into that mode of eating. Okay, so that's something which is natural. But there are two different kind of hungers as well. This is like physical hunger, like physiological, yani ki your body needs that food for nourishment, for healing, and for clarity. The other hunger is like physiological. Instead of physiological, it's psychological. And psychological hunger is something which is related to your emotional health and your mental health. So when we talk about emotional hunger, it means that, when you're sitting with a social tribe, you're sitting with a friend, and if they want to eat something, you feel like that you want to do the same. In science, they say that, you get your obesity 40% from your parents, but chances of you being obese is 140% if you sit with people who eat unhealthy food. So you have to choose tribe wisely. The third one is mental hunger. The mental hunger is something which is associated with certain circumstances. It means that your hunger is associated with certain triggers. Like, psychologically, you're tuned to it. It's like if it's Christmas, your body or your mind tells you that, it's time for sweet, or you are having cookies, or maybe there are certain times when the hunger is actually triggered by certain circumstances. For example, if in your childhood you never liked potatoes, and you see potatoes, you just think of that particular time. So your cravings are your mental hunger. Your social connections are your, the emotional hunger. And actually, when you feel deprived of nutrient or calories, that's your physical hunger. So it's I divided into three, just the way doctor divided into three types. I divided into three categories.
Definitely. Thank you for that, Sabine. Yes. So it does sound like, from what both of you were saying, that the types of foods we eat obviously do impact our emotions, but it's really interesting to also know that it's our family history, it's the way we've been brought up, it's the kinds of customs we've been a part of. And I think about when both of you were speaking, I think about in my family, like majority of the members in my family, we have that kapha energy. As Dr. Ish pointed out, kapha means more water, that type of energy. And in the mornings, it does mean that we tend to be more lethargic. But I also think about how in our customs, like being Indian, it's a big thing during festivals that we come together and we share sweets. So of course, just socially, what we go through does have an impact on our emotions and of course what we choose to eat during those times. So really, really interesting points you both have raised there. I actually wanted to now hand over to Alla as well to comment on this piece. Thanks, Alla.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sharma and Sabine, for your beautiful knowledge. Actually, I'm learning so much from you. So actually, yes, our emotions have a great relationship with our food habits, and our food habits have relationship to our emotions. So it goes hand in hand. Our eating habits, somehow they hugely impact our well-being. So, for example, actually, Priyanka, you already asked the audience the question that I wanted to ask, and I got their beautiful answers. So it helps me a lot. Thank you so much for collecting those answers. I wanted to ask the same question. Notice what symptoms you experience in your body, like after going through an intense emotional episode. Let's say something happened that is very emotionally triggering. And we are in that state where we want to express a certain emotions through the body, but we're not able to do that. So what are our eating habits after that? And like our wonderful participants, audience already commented, yeah, we start reaching for specific foods that we find comforting. So that's one example of it, that we feel like, okay, chocolate gives me comfort. I would reach for that, something with chocolate, or some food reminds me of something from my childhood, like you said, the sweets. So I'll reach for sweets. For someone, it will be something, I don't know, salty food or whatever it is. The body starts craving that comfort. And just so that we can soothe that emotion. So we kind of trying to wash it down with the food. We're using food as a way to soothe the emotion instead of being present there. So being present to those emotions and being more conscious in our choice. So actually recognizing that, oh yes, I am being emotionally triggered. And so just creating that gap there, that before reaching for those food, like noticing that, yes, I do feel that emotion. And it's not necessarily emotion that we would say as a negative emotion, like, yeah, let's say we had an argument and we are having that anger rushing through, that we want to soothe ourselves. It could be also like emotions such as excitement. Maybe we are celebrating some milestone or achievement. Maybe something happened that makes us feel very, very excited. Or holidays, like you mentioned, Priyanka. Yeah, that's a very much a common thing to overeat as well, out of excitement that the food is already there on the table, and we get influenced by our by the people around us. And sometimes we feel like we don't want to say no to them because we'll offend them. And so we end up eating more. And in certain cultures also, people keep giving you more and more and more. And so we end up overeating as well. So these emotions, actually, they're fluctuating. They are not, they are just these layers that they're entrapped in the cells of the body. So if we succumb under these emotions, we will then have to deal with the consequences of our own food choices and our own habits. And it's very common to also eat unconsciously. Why are we choosing like this? We're not conscious in the moment. So we're going with that memory in the body. There is this cellular memory. Yes, so we've memorized something from the past experience that it gave us comfort, or there is some specific pattern there, condition pattern, and we're compelled to just behave in those ways. So we end up choosing food unconsciously and also eating unconsciously. Just will give a quick example. Very common nowadays to see children eating in front of the TV, in front of the tablet, in holding their phone. Not only children, adults as well. If you ever look around and see when it's lunchtime, how many of us actually are not able to just eat consciously the food, and have to find some level of distraction there, something to distract us, to stimulate more and more our senses. We could be watching all kinds of content there, and it's also will create certain emotion in us. So we are eating at the same time, those emotions are being again triggered, and so it goes again into our cells. So it creates this kind of cycle and condition pattern. So from childhood, then we learn that without TV, I'm not able to have my food, or without a conversation with someone while I'm eating. But like Dr. Sharma mentioned, things like that also impact our digestion. When we eat unconsciously, our digestion also get impacted, and we actually end up having all these physical ailments because of impacted digestion. Yes, thank you.
No, very good point there, Alla. Absolutely. I'm also just monitoring the chat, and I can see some really interesting points coming in here as well. I guess just to kind of acknowledge what's being asked in the chat, just to summarize as well, is there is really an impact of what it is that we eat on our emotions. That is something we've definitely established. What we can also see is it is closely linked to our conditions of what we have actually experienced when we were growing up. So 100% agree with the points that Alla has raised here, is it's really about being conscious. We've got comments here coming in through the chat that sometimes people actually just when they experience an intense emotion, they stop eating. I know I used to work with a lot of people like that back in the corporate sector, where if they were under so much stress, they would forget to eat lunch, forget to eat dinner. And then suddenly when their digestive system would realize that, whoa, you know, I need food inside my body, quick signal to the brain, and then suddenly start eating, but eating so quickly. And it starts affecting your digestion, just as the way Alla pointed out. And that's where we get a lot of these physical ailments. So with that, I do want to hand over to our next speaker to answer this question, Dr. Sujata. Welcome, Dr. Sujata. We really appreciate you could come. We know you've got a very busy schedule. So just before I hand over to you to answer this question, allow me to just introduce you for the benefit of our audience and our other panel members today. So Dr. Sujata established Arogya Vedika in 2021 to provide comprehensive healthcare services. She educates people on diet and lifestyle through her YouTube channel, Arogya Vedika. And Dr. Sujata's mission is to offer the best of Ayurveda through education, product manufacturing, and patient care, ensuring that clinical benefits affect and impact everybody in a holistic manner, really impacting their well-being in a positive way. Thank you, Dr. Sujata, for being here today. I know you have a very busy schedule. So we'll just bring up the question again on the screen, which is, what is the impact of emotions on eating habits and vice versa? Over to you, Dr. Sujata. Thanks.
Thank you so much. And sorry for being late. So a very nice topic we are discussing on. I think being an Ayurveda scholar, I would like to just speak on the very specific point. There is a verse in Ayurveda, Samagram Dukkhamayatam Avijjane Dvayashrayam. Sukham Samagram Vijjane Vimale Sampratishtitam. What is the cause of sorrow in this world? Any kind of misery, any physical, social, spiritual, mental, any kind of misery, when we look for its causative factors, then there is the one factor, that is lack of knowledge about that particular part. So if we are having any issues physically or emotionally, if we feel like, if we are not consciously eating, or if we are not aware of what to eat, like we don't go up to that level, up to the emotions, but first we think about the physical changes, like we eat dal chawal, we eat chapati sabzi, how is it cooked, we eat salads, and at what time we need to eat, what not to eat, what is good in this weather for us, what not good according to today's condition, like I am having cold, what should I eat, what not. So first thing is we need to work upon is the physical well-being, because according to Ayurveda, if we have like constipation due to our dietary habits, if we are having a very small problem, constipation, that too can irritate our mood. So that also creates some negative impact on our mind. So we need to work on the physical aspect. After that, we can come to the emotions, because physically not, I think most of the people are unhealthy, and due to this, they are having a lot of emotional imbalance they are facing. So we need to work on this like we need to work in this like a mission. We need to teach people what is good for them and what is not physically. After that, mentally, spiritually, socially, what you should eat and what not. So this is a very vast topic, and we need to work on this according to Ayurveda. Ayurveda gives us a wide aspect to work upon. Every single thing, every single thing is mentioned in the Ayurveda, like water, what type of water we should eat, we should drink, and in salads, like what the carrot does into our body, what the spinach can do into our body, what cumin's effect into our body. So first we need to uh, work upon the physical impact of every edible item. Then we should work upon the mental effect of that, because once the body is healthy, mind will be healthy. Doshas, like there is imbalance in doshas on physical level, then definitely the mind will be affected. So that's my point.
Thank you, Dr. Sujata, for raising that. Thanks very much. Yes, it's really interesting what you say here, that when we go through a physical form of ailment, that can in itself trigger a kind of emotion. So I am very interested to understand. So if you look at somebody who's got, for example, a digestive issue, like you mentioned about constipation, so that is, of course, going to trigger a type of emotion. So what would you say a person's that eating habit would be, in your observation, really, in your experience, what would you say that person's eating habit would be when they're having this physical manifestation of constipation?
Due to the particularly you need to know about the constipation only. Then definitely there will be more vata in their mind, increment of vata in their mind. So like mood disorders, maybe anxiety, restlessness, and a slight they will not relate themselves into the presence. So that type of problems they may face.
And how would you say their eating habits would be in that state? What have you observed? Yeah,
There is a lot, very
there's a lot.
I should say, people don't know Ayurveda, a little A of Ayurveda. I think we should just spread more Ayurveda, so that they need to learn. This is the basic knowledge everyone should have. What are the basic properties of each and every edible item, and what is the impact of each and every edible item on our body on the basis of those properties. So this
Mm.
is the basic thing we need to teach everyone, like everyone. In the schools, it should be added into their curriculum. The parents should know what they are giving to their kids, and the elders should know what is good for them according to their age right now, and according to weather. And there is a lot to discuss, I think. And for
Thanks, Doc.
also we need to educate the yoga instructors, the allopathy specialists also, what to be given according to the disease, according to the yoga they are practicing. Many things we need to work upon.
That's great, Doctor. Thank you for that point of view. Actually, I think I want to hand over to Dr. Ish, Dr. Ish Sharma. Really interested in your views. It can be any physical ailment here, really, but what it's about is when somebody does experience something physically, obviously it triggers something emotionally as well. And we know that there's that cyclical, vicious cycle happening there between emotions and physical state. Then what do you feel is the impact on the eating habits for them?
Ayurveda has got very elaborative dietetic principles, and as Vaidya Sujata did underscore, we should be introducing dietetics at the school levels, so that you develop right eating habits like since your childhood. And we could do this in Mauritius. In the primary school health curricula, we could introduce Ayurveda dietetics and yoga, common yoga protocol by the Ministry of Ayush Government of India. It is in the syllabus now, because the age bracket 6 to 12 is the most habit forming age. If you learn to eat correctly in that age bracket, then you will never err. You will never be wrong. You will not be tempted by whatever wrong food. This is one thing. So we have to train our kids from an early age. Secondly, are we eating food or food is eating us is still not a very clear cut answer. We all are dying of overeating. Starvation is killing lesser people, overeating is killing more people. All the NCDs, all the non-communicable diseases are coming from free radical overload. And where do free radicals come from? Two mechanisms: overeating and stress. And you could be doing the worst if you are stressed and you are overeating. Overeating is never recommended. If you are stressed, like someone told, I do not eat when I am stressed, that is the best approach. Your body is not demanding food and you are eating. You are eating considering, oh, I did not eat for 12 hours, I should technically be eating. Now when your body is whispering, I don't need food, then you say, no, no, I could go weak. My blood sugar would go down from like 10 to 5 and this and that, and it's not correct. So this is the biggest mistake we make when we force our kids to eat, when we make the patients to eat, when we eat when we are not hungry. Oh, everyone is at dinner time, it's like X time, whole family is sitting, so I should be eating. I'm not feeling like. Your body is whispering that don't eat, and you will bring that day when your body would be shouting, crying that now don't eat. That is when you are upfront, you are obviously very ill, then surely you will not eat. So never, even as an exception, has Ayurveda told to overeat. You could be very weak, you could be underweight, your blood pressure is low, your sugar is low, whatever. Ayurveda did never tell to overeat. So overeating is the biggest mistake we are making. One thing, when it comes to constipation, as the Dr. Sujata was highlighting, it is because of vata. One very simple takeaway, what I have been practicing for last like many decades, I should say, just double your water intake without telling me how much are you drinking. You have to multiply it by 2. Your daily water intake has to go up by 100%. Most patients would be recovering from it. And I should be stopping here. I believe I'll go on. Thank you.
Thanks, Doctor. Thank you, Dr. Ish. That's really good. Sabine, I can see that you're also unmuted. Would you like to contribute to this as well, please?
Sure. It's in my personal opinion, it's all about gut and mind connection. So your gut is connected to your mind. Okay. So whatever is happening in your gut, it impacts your brain. So if your gut is not healthy, then your brain is not working properly, and you feel anxious, you feel low, you feel lethargic, you have mood swings. So first of all, you have to understand that 70% of your happy hormone, your serotonin, is released in your gut. So your gut has to be healthy. 50% of oxytocin released in your gut. So your gut has to be healthy. So how do you make your gut healthy? You have to make your gut healthy by eating fiber-rich food, food which is natural. Secondly, I want to add one more thing, that eating mindfully is also very important. When we don't eat mindfully, we do not release digestive enzymes. It doesn't matter what you're eating. Even if you're eating the most healthy thing, and if you're not eating mindfully, you're just sitting in the front of screen, you're not releasing the digestive enzymes properly. And that's the reason why you accumulate fat and your body is not responding the way it should. So digestive health is impacted. And when you're eating too much, your body is releasing stress hormone, cortisol, when you're under stress, and 70% less nutrient are absorbed in your body. So when you're under stress, even if you're eating healthy, you cannot absorb because your gut is not healed. So in my opinion, binge eating should be stopped. We have to start mindful eating, and we have to start working on our gut. There is one more thing that I want to add. It's like binge eating. Why do we binge eat? We binge eat because we want to release the dopamine. Dopamine is a hormone which gives you instant reward. So when I eat chocolate, I release dopamine. And if we eat frequently, then the receptors become less responsive. And to regulate them, you have to eat more. You need more stimulus. So, you have to be very mindful. Otherwise, this is the reason of binge eating, that we don't realize, we don't register what's going on. And I completely agree with both the doctors that the gut if you have constipation, so you have a lot of toxicity in your gut. And this is the reason why, it's just like, the debris is accumulated in your gut and it's not coming out. That's why you're constipated. So if you're constipated is the mother of all evil, all kind of evil. So first of all, whenever you're sick, whenever you're feeling that you are bloated or constipated, please take care of it. Increase the water intake and increase the fiber intake as well, because fiber act like as a broom to clean your gut. So if you add fiber along with water, it will be easy to eliminate. And in our Indo-Pakistan culture, they use isbagol husk. That's also something which is very accessible, and it's very easy to use. You can use it in your curd. You can use the sabja seeds, the basil seeds. You can add it to your dahi. And these are like very simple remedies that can help clean up your gut. And once your gut is clean, then you will feel happy. You will not be anxious. You will not have mood swings. So it's totally interrelated. I hope I'm making sense.
Yeah, very well said there, Sabine. Yeah, thank you for that. Yes, I mean, I feel that as we know that there is that very strong connection between mind and body, and very well put at the last point, which is about how important it is that we eat mindfully. And that we actually are understanding what's going into our bodies. So that, I think, is a perfect segue for our next question for our panel members today, which is, what lifestyle techniques can enhance mental well-being? And I'd actually like to hand over to Alla for this one to start us off. Thanks, Alla.
Thank you so much, Priya, and all our beautiful panelists. Yes, so our mental well-being is very closely related to our lifestyle and how conscious we are doing what we are doing. So there are actually multiple factors that influence our emotions. And if we're really present in the moment, we won't succumb under the pressure of specific circumstances that we might be facing. So it is just how conscious are we of each and single action that we perform. So there are different conscious practices we can implement in our daily lifestyle to help us to become more conscious. So we need to break this pattern. So right now, maybe we have certain patterns of behavior of this body has memorized specific ways of doing things, right? Like when you wake up in the morning, what do? You automatically do one thing after another without any conscious awareness what exactly we're doing, right? So these patterns have to be interrupted. So we have to be present with every single action we perform. So for example, conscious eating practice, like Sabine was mentioning, it is very, very important. How consciously we're eating will, of course, improve our digestion. It will subside the emotions such as anger, and we can actually eat less. So like everybody mentioned already, overeating is a huge problem. So how to stop that overeating, right? So we say, yes, it's a problem, but how to do it? So number one is eat consciously. Yes, so there is a specific technique that we can do. There is a technique of eating consciously. And for starters, what we can do is at least put away all our devices. Eat in silence. Sit down, if possible, on the floor, or otherwise just sit down somewhere. If not possible on the floor, then sit down, not eating on the go, not walking while eating, not speaking to someone while chewing, because we're swallowing a lot of air while we're speaking and eating at the same time, which then creates this bloating. And because we're unconscious in the process, we will end up eating more as well. So just having that time for ourselves to connect with the food, to appreciate it, where it has come from, expressing gratitude for the food before we even start eating it, so that it goes in every cell of our body with that higher vibration, you could say. Yes, so we are sending it good thoughts. We are grateful for it, because a lot has gone into making that food appear in front of us. Yes, so it has manifested in front of us. So being grateful is a great practice. Eating in silence, and there is specific techniques we can also use for eating more consciously, not grabbing the next morsel of food until we at least have finished our first one. Yes, so finishing it, chewing it consciously, waiting for a few seconds, and then taking the next one. Yeah. So one technique can be used for that. And there are other practices as well that can be implemented so that it's a holistic approach, like conscious walking practice that we do here when we walk barefoot on the ground, and we do this specific breathing techniques as well, as the breath is closely related to our emotions and our mental state. So we can regulate that with proper breathing techniques. And we can pacify these emotions, and we can subside the intensity of them so that our thoughts can be more clear. And when the mind is more conscious, when we're more conscious in our mind, the body will just naturally know what to do. We don't have to do much. We just have to create the gap between our emotions and our thought process, so that we can have the clarity how to proceed. We can have that discernibility, what to choose next, what choice of food to have, how can we eat in a way that is more beneficial for us. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much, Priya.
Thanks, Alla. So I'd like to hand over to Dr. Sujata ji, please, to also contribute towards this question. Thank you.
Thank you. This is a very important question, I think. Because according to Ayurveda, the lifestyle taught in Ayurveda is like to live in harmony with nature. And what kind of impact it has on our body if we follow that lifestyle. Then we will feel the lightness into the body. Our digestive processes will be smooth, and not only digestion, all our body systems, cardiovascular, respiratory, every system would be healthy, I would say. So ultimately the mind again would be healthy. Like earlier we discussed about the constipation. So one more example here I would add, like uh, what is constipation? Some problem in passing the stool. There is no like when we wake up in the morning and we go directly into the toilet, and we just feel that the stool passed out, the complete evacuation of the stool. That would be the like we can say the healthy thing in our body it is. But if we have some problem, what kind of problem? Like we have problem in our sphincters, there is no relaxation of the sphincters, anal sphincters, or there is problem in our small intestine, stomach, so that the digestion process was not that good, and that's why the formation of stool also not good. Then we need to work upon the digestion. We need to look what is wrong into the diet and lifestyle of that particular person, what medication can be given to improve their digestion, so that the formation of stool, the well formed stool, that process can be easily occurs in the body, and so that there is no constipation after that. So there are many causes of constipation, and of those causes, there are many things a person practices in wrong things. Actually, a person practices for their diet and in their lifestyle. So Ayurveda teaches us a very smart diet and lifestyle. Like we would discuss more about the lifestyle, so that every system of our body remains healthy. Not only mental system of our body, the nervous system of our body, but every body system remains healthy, and then overall health can be attained. So we need to learn that lifestyle. I mean, like Alla already said most of the things, like about conscious eating and many other things. But there are certain Ayurvedic things which, like, we need to drink hot water only. Why only the hot water? Many people these days suggest taking normal water also, morning empty stomach, or the water that is in copper vessels, that is poured into the copper vessel, that should be taken of a normal temperature. But we are not aware what quality of copper we are using, and for that person, normal temperature water can be used or hot water should be given. Because if that person is not following the proper diet and lifestyle habits, then he or she must have digestion issues, like low appetite and many other problems. Then only the hot water we should suggest. So we need to learn those minute things about lifestyle. Why hot water? For this, we need to give normal temperature of water. For this, we need to give 1 glass of water or more. For he or she, we need to give only half cup of water or no water today. So there is a verse into the Ayurveda, Sharira Chintam Nirvartya Krita Shaucha Vidhistata. Every day when you wake up, you need to think about your body. What is happening in your body today? You need rest. You need today you are healthy, energetic, then there will be a different your day should go in a different manner. If you are feeling lethargic, the previous food is not well digested, then your lifestyle should be a little different today. Your eating
Thank
habit should be a little different today. So
that's
every person is different, and every day every person is different. That's why we need to teach the certain technical things, Ayurvedic things, I think. So conscious Ayurvedic eating, we should add mindful eating, but mindful Ayurvedic eating or mindful Ayurvedic lifestyle we should follow. I think this term we should use from today onwards.
Thank you, Dr. Sujata. Yes, really, really very valid points there to mention, particularly about the power of drinking hot water in the morning, and of course about really
This
being
is
mindful about.
just an example. A lot of things in the whole lifestyle, with the whole things we do during whole day. So many things we need to discuss. We need more time to discuss them. Just I
Sure.
want to give my inputs.
Thank you, Dr. Sujata. Yes, I think this is a super popular topic. And there's so many facets of becoming emotionally stable. So by all means, the more we gain popularity from our lovely audience, it would be amazing to know. If you want to see another version of this webinar coming out, please do let me know. I would actually like to now hand over to Sabine. I am seeing that there's some very good questions coming up in our chat, and I do want to allow enough time for those questions. But just before I get to that point, I'd just really love to give Sabine and Dr. Ish about 2 minutes each, just to also contribute your very valuable expertise on this question. Thanks so much. Sabine, over to you first, please.
Okay, in my case, I will again go back to the physical, emotional, and mental hunger. So all health coaches, including me, we believe one size does not fit all. So whatever is working for me might not work for you, and whatever is working for you might not work for Dr. Sujata. Okay, so all of us are different because we all have same biology, but we have different chemistry because we are coming from different races, we are coming from a different environment, we are coming from different religions and continents. Okay, so this is the reason why all of us are different. So one size does not fit all. First of all, this is something that we have to understand, that everybody is different and we have to address everybody's problem differently. Number two is like when we talk about our physical health, so we just have to plan well. If you plan well and bring healthy stuff at home, you have access to those only. Okay, so physical hunger is all about eating well, and you will eat well only when it is accessible to you. So first of all, you have to change your pantry. You have to change the packaged food from packaged food to the natural food. Then comes emotionally, when we are triggered, we tend to harm ourselves. So you have to choose your tribe wisely. People who uplifts you, people who encourages you, people who are there for you. When you feel good, you tend to take care of yourself. So that's something which is in your hand. Then again, we talk about the mental well-being. So in mental hunger, you have to avoid those triggers. You know that if you are sitting in front of TV late at night, you will end up binge eating. So stop doing that. If you know that you're going somewhere and you will feel hungry, so you better eat and then go. So there are like small baby steps, health nuggets that you can follow, and just following those simple life hacks, you can attain a better lifestyle and overall better well-being. Exercise is something which is very beneficial in all aspects. It's good for your physical health, it's good for your mood elevation, it's good for your mental health. So some kind of exercise should be incorporated in your daily routine. Plus, circadian rhythm fasting is something that I believe in. And I think that, God has made this night for sleeping and day for the, doing all kind of work. So if we follow the natural rhythm of the God, we will help ourselves in, aligning ourselves with nature, because our body is not meant to be diseased. We are not supposed to fall sick. We fall sick because we go against the nature. So please try to follow the body clock or the circadian rhythm, and try to incorporate little bit of exercise, whatever you can do. That would be very beneficial for you in all aspects of your life, physically, emotionally, and mentally.
Thank you, Sabine. Very, very well said. Absolutely. So I'd like to hand over to Dr. Ish now. Thank you.
I thank you very much, Ms. Priya. If you permit me, can I request Dr. Gagan to comment, who is an authority upon Ayurvedic preventive medicine and community medicine? So maybe it will be a delight for all of us to listen to him, if that's fine with you.
Yes, absolutely. We can make
Okay.
this a lot more engaging
Hi,
and
Dr.
interactive.
Gagan. So
Hello,
maybe I
Dr.
can
Saab.
introduce Dr. Gagan, or maybe if you allow me.
Yes, of course. Please
Okay.
do.
So Dr. Gagan Thakur is the professor of Ayurvedic preventive medicine at Dayanand Ayurveda College, Jalandhar, and he is a very old friend, and I'm privileged to introduce him to Abhyas Yoga, and he'll be a great asset for your team. And maybe Dr. Gagan, what's your takeaway upon the question or whatever the discussion is going on, please? Thank you.
Uh, Thank you, Dr. Saab. As we know that health, I want to say that health is a state. And when we say that health is a state, it is not a final and summative state. It keeps on moving from one angle to another, from wellness to a diseased state. Everyone which feels ourselves we feel ourselves healthy is actually uh, in a vibrating stage, means we can be healthy at some time and we can be emotionally healthy sometime, and likewise we can be physically healthy sometime, and on the contrary, on the another day we can be unhealthy mentally or we can be unhealthy physically. So there is a need to understand the balance of the state. As I earlier said, that health is not a uh, proper solid state. It is a dynamic stage. It is vibrating stage. So whenever we wake up early in the morning, our body signals that we are healthy or not. It tells ourselves. It tells to the person that the body is good or not, well or not. It is not doing some exercises, not doing some physical activities, then that surely makes that that body is not healthy in that day proper. And when we wake up early in the morning with all lightness in our body and doing all the physical activities smoothly, then we can say that the at that particular day our health is very well and we can move on with our daily routine. And in the same time, when we talk about health, in Ayurveda, there is a description of Ritucharya, Dincharya, and diet specifically according to our occupation, diet specifically according to our diseases, diet specifically according to our body nature, bath with cough. We can broadly analyze our body structure. We can broadly categorize our nature of work, whether it is sedentary work or any active work. We can schedule our lifestyle as well as food habits according to needs of our body. So when we do all such activities and deep insights in our body structure, then we can eat healthy, and then we can remain healthy physically, mentally, spiritually, as well as socially.
Great. Thank you very
Thank
much, Dr. Gagan. Yeah, over to you, Miss Priya, please. Thank you.
No, that was really, really well said. I am conscious of time, so I want to give enough time for our questions that are coming through the chat. So we have a question here from Rabina. And the question is, where does fasting sit in the food emotion equation? And I want to keep this really interactive and engaging. So at this point, I would like all of our panel members to switch on their microphones and to just naturally go with the flow. And please do share your thoughts on this particular question. I'll just repeat it again for you. Where does fasting sit in the food emotion equation? Thanks, Rabina, and thanks to all of our panel members today. Thank you.
Okay, can I start?
Yes, please do, Dr. Ish.
Now, fasting is such a magical word. If we all start fasting, if we start due fasting, we won't be requiring hospitals. This is very, very powerful, very, very powerful. And if I simplify, Ayurveda did tell, like at least 5,000 years back, that our metabolic fire, the digestive fire we have got, fire requires something to burn, some fuel. We have got four preferential fuels. You can, your fire will be most happy with plan A, that is the food. You go on eating, your fire is very happy. But if you don't give the option A to your fire, it has to combust something, it has to burn something, it will go to plan B. That is, your toxins will be combusted, your toxins will be destroyed. If you still don't eat, your fire requires something to burn, it will go to plan C, the third choice. That is, your healthy tissues will be destroyed. And if you still don't eat, then your life will be digested. That is, you die of starvation. Very mindfully, we have to sometimes switch from plan A to plan B. Don't overfeed yourself. Let your fire go to plan B. That is to destroy your toxins. Dr. Ohosumi, Professor Ohosumi did re-establish this in 2016 by the term autophagy, and he got the Nobel Prize 2016. If you just study the summary, 2016 Nobel Prize for Medicine or Physiology upon autophagy by Professor Ohosumi, you will really understand how valuable fasting is. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dr. Ish. So as we have the next speaker coming forward to share, Dr. Ish, a tiny request for you is if you can just pop that research into the chat in case other members are interested in this information to go deeper. Thank you. Over to the next panel member, please, just to contribute to this question as well.
May I?
Yes, go for it, Dr. Sujata.
Dr. Ish sir has explained it very beautifully, actually, in the whole concept of Ayurveda of fasting. I would like to just a little add more a little. Like Ayurveda suggests to do daily fasting. It is the part of lifestyle according to Ayurveda. So one thing we always need to do is do not eat maybe till you feel very hungry in the morning. And in the morning, people used to take dry fruits early in the morning, but that is not good for health. It creates extra burden on our digestive health. Ayurveda suggests that there are only two meals Ayurveda suggests we should take only 2 meals a day according to Ayurveda. Everywhere it is written pratah bhojan, sayam bhojan. It means morning food and evening food. No night food there is no mention about the night food. We should not take meal after sunset. And in the morning also, there is a quotation like during winters we will feel uh, hungry like early in the morning, but maybe in other seasons we will not feel hunger that much earlier in the day, that much early in the day. So we should take meal maybe it may be after 10 or 11. So when we wake up, like we should wake up early in the morning before 6 maybe, or before sunrise we should say. So before, if we wake up before sunrise, then at least 2 to 3 hours, minimum 2 to 3 hours we need to spend doing our basic things which are taught into the Ayurveda, like going to the toilet, then cleaning of your oral cavity, and then doing exercise, etc. So that is the concept of fasting in Ayurveda. Intermittent fasting already mentioned into the Ayurveda. Eating twice a day is the best thing a healthy person can do. Maybe if you are having a cold, fever, then maybe being an Ayurveda physician, I can suggest do not take anything today, or take only liquid diet, or take only this. So that is different. For healthy person, taking meal twice a day is the best strategy, and for young population actually. For those person who are not very physically active, and above 50 maybe in their old age, then their digestive system is not that much healthy. So for those, they can take only 1 meal a day, so that there is no space of indigestion, because they get their appetite can digest the 1 meal properly. So this is the concept of fasting in Ayurveda. It is the part of our lifestyle.
Thanks, Dr. Sujata. Thank you. Can I also just welcome any other panel members who would like to contribute to this question? Yes, Sabine, please go for it. Thank you.
So it's very interesting because in the morning I had a master class on intermittent fasting. I delivered 11 a.m. In the morning, and I am ardent supporter of intermittent fasting, and I personally think that that's the easiest lifestyle hack that you can obey, and it will help you in all aspects of your life. So intermittent fasting, for the physiology award for intermittent fasting was given to Japanese scientists in 2016 and 2017 as well, both. Doctor talked about autophagy, and the other one is given to the body clock. So both of them are related to intermittent fasting in 2016 and 2017. So all the latest research is going around intermittent fasting. Over here, I would like to tell you that, there are two kinds of intermittent fasting, that wet fasting and dry fasting. So dry fasting is something that Muslims observe during their Ramadan. Like I'm observing dry fasting at the moment. But if you're doing dry fasting, it is more helpful in autophagy. But if you're doing wet fasting, like you're drinking water throughout the day, but eating in a certain window, that's more beneficial for your immunity boosting and for your cognitive functions as well. So intermittent fasting is something that helps you physically, emotionally, and mentally in all ways. Intermittent fasting is ideal, just like the Dr. Sujata said, you have to plan your meals according to the body clock or the circadian rhythm wherever you're living. After sunset, you should not be having any kind of meal, because your digestive enzymes are released lastly in the when the sun is setting. So after that, there is very low secretion of digestive enzymes. So whatever you eat is going to rot in your stomach, or it might be sitting in the stomach for the next day, and that's the problem, which causes constipation and everything. So being mindful, practicing intermittent fasting, exercising well, maintaining your healthy relationships is something that will make your life easy, healthy, and full of happiness.
Thank you, Sabine. Really appreciate it. I am conscious of time, and I am sad to say that we're going to have to wrap it up today. It's been such an amazing, jam-packed, highly informing session. I'm just sharing in the chat for all of our lovely viewers today to please go ahead and subscribe and follow us, Abhyas, on our channel, Abhyas Mauritius. And you'll be able to see all of the recordings of our previous webinars, even the webinar that we're just conducting right now as we speak. And because we've been talking about lifestyle techniques, we've been talking about emotions and eating habits, we've been talking about different types of healthy food. I think it's very apt to mention here that here in Abhyas Mauritius, this Sunday, we are hosting our Sattvic cooking workshop. It's an amazing opportunity for you to put into practice some of the techniques we've been sharing with you today. And for those of you who are not based here in Mauritius, that's okay. Please do follow us on our LinkedIn page. Stay in touch with us. Continue joining into our webinars. Our next webinar is this Wednesday, which is about mental well-being in a world shaped by artificial intelligence. So my name is Priya. I want to mention our webinar today is proudly hosted by Abhyas. And just ending on a final note from our founder, Namdeo, the highest peak of one's performance can only be achieved through synchronization of body and mind. Thank you very much to all of our lovely panel members here today and to our lovely audience who have been partaking in this webinar. See you all next time. Thank you. Goodbye for now.